Hey there, I'm Chaz from Board Game Geek here with Charlie from Underdog Games.
How's it going, guys? Good to be here.
Hey, and you are going to walk us through Trekking the World.
Yes, this is our newest game, Trekking the World. I've been working on it for quite a while. It is the spiritual successor to my first game, Trekking the National Parks, which is sort of a family-level gateway travel game where you're visiting different locations. The original one's about national parks. This one is about world sort of bucket list destinations, things from like the Great Wall of China to Eiffel Tower to like more natural places like Banff National Park or even like the Serengeti and whatnot. So yeah, so it's a travel game that we made sort of in the same spirit as Trekking the National Park. In the game, everyone plays as a little trekker, and you're trying to get points to be the best traveler by traveling around, visiting each new site. You collect a souvenir every time you land on one. These are going to be worth points in the game, which I'll explain in a second. And you're also racing the other players to get to these major destinations that are out. This is sort of like a little conveyor belt of major tours you want to go on.
Okay.
So you got to get there. So you got to make sure you get your trekker all the way to the spot. So just as an example, Great Barrier Reef. And then once you're there, you have to use the trek cards to set collect to get the points they're worth.
All right.
Now what's unique about the trekking games is this is sort of the currency, the trek cards of the game, how you're going to be moving around, how you're going to do things. They always have a number, they always have an icon. In trekking games, the number is always just used only for movement. So this is not 3 water, it's just use it for 3 or use it for the water icon. So if I was to spend, let's say, just this 3, I could then move up to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you just get to pick whatever souvenir you're on, put it in your suitcase.
Oh, we each have one?
Yep, everyone's going to have a little suitcase they start with. The suitcases, the way the collecting souvenirs are going to get you points is you're going to get a, I have them over here. These are like the most of the different types of souvenirs. So whether they're crafts, like if you go into like a craft open market when you're traveling, or most figurines and whatnot. So at the end of the game, whoever has the most of these will get points. Although they can jump around during the game. It's sort of like, say like Catan majority, so, or the longest road and whatnot. That's one way to get points from it. You also get points by completing sets. So you always are kind of looking around the map, seeing what people are doing, seeing how many of maybe like the white cubes are left or the red cubes, so that you can not only lock down a majority, but also try to like get sets as you go.
Because you want that variety of experience.
Exactly. You want to bring home a haul when you're done with your travels. So that's one of the ways, by moving around, and that's going to happen every turn. In this game, what's unique compared to Trekking the National Parks is instead of actions, you're just going to follow the player turn. You must move every turn. So no matter what you have in your hand, you're going to be forced to at least spend one of those cards, although you can spend more, to move from location to a new location. And that actually adds a lot of layer of like thinking forward and what's my path going to be and where does it look like he's going to go next turn. After you've done your move, you then have 3 choices. You can draw 2 new cards. It's the classic, draw, pick, and replace. Or you can take a tour. So that's where these cards come up, these destination cards. You have to have your trekker there, and then you have to have the icons in your hand to turn them in. But if you do, they're worth big points. And on top of that, these guys at the end of the row here, these are the must-see tours, are the things that everyone's really hot to trot. So when you are able to claim one of these guys, you're going to get extra points for those as well.
I see. So this isn't just for display purposes. These actually will go over there as incentives.
Exactly. And so maybe once I take Sydney,
they slide down.
Slides down,
Another one flips over?
Yeah, absolutely, So you also get to see what's coming up next. So even though you may not know what the icons are, okay, Bagan Temples, down in the sort of Australasia area, or where I wouldn't want to go.
And I see that there's
a lot. There's one for each. We're really proud of 48 illustrations by international artists that we worked with.
They're
did
really nice too.
Phenomenal job. I mean, you want to see like the art. If you can see on some of these, I could not be more proud of how it turned out.
I think the Great Barrier Reef is beautiful.
Right? Didn't that one turn out great? And not only that, one thing I'm very proud of in this game is Underdog Games. We really want to make fun games, but are inspirational first and educational second, so that we want you to just be lost in the game, have fun playing it, but if it inspires you while you're playing to learn something about the subject matter, that's huge for us. We hired a travel writer for that reason, and your mind's gonna be blown at how good the little tidbits that she wrote about each of these places are. It's really inspiring. So we're happy with that. So that's a big way to get points. The last thing you can possibly do on your turn is to activate a journey. So this is another new thing from our old trekking games. There's these 2 variable setup cards, or journey log, that basically are 2 possible actions that you can trigger. It's triggered by spending a pair of the same type of trek card. So if I was to spend this, I could then trigger one of these, and these are like big turns. So for instance, the exchange rate, you get to take a tour for 1 less, so maybe you're missing an icon you need. And you just get to gain 3 more points for doing it.
points.
So, and yeah, so these will change the flow of the game, like what seems more valuable, and just the whole experience from play to play.
When one of these journeys is used, does it go out and get cycled with a new one, or is this full game?
Whole game. So either as a group, before you start, you can decide I want to use this one and this one. There's 6 for each color, so there's 36 combinations that can come up for each.
Nice.
We are doing a Kickstarter for this game. One of our Kickstarter giveaways, we've kept it a very slim Kickstarter, but we'd actually done a ton of testing for a 3-card journey cards, and it was just one rule too many. We wanted to keep it as gateway as possible, so we decided to remove it. However, for the Kickstarter, the promo pack will have all those cards, so that for the game, for you guys who all know what you're doing, and this is second nature, you're gonna love those cards. They add sort of an extra level, and they're quite fun. So
nice.
You'll see that on the Kickstarter page, which is going to be on March 17th.
I was going to ask too, with all the souvenirs,
yes,
are they randomly distributed? All the colors randomly distributed? Okay.
Yeah, you guys didn't see that part, but the game comes a little baggy, and so at the beginning of the game, you just seed the board, put them on each spot.
Neat. That's some nice variability there.
So that'll always change that. You'll be like hot spots.
Yeah. And what about the little airplane icons?
Yes, so the airplane icons. Everyone's going to start on an airplane. Or at an airport, because you're about to start your travels. There is, in the player turn, the way it's laid out is there's a special action. If at the beginning of your turn you are on one of these guys, like maybe you moved there the turn before or the beginning of the game, you can just portal over to any other one.
Nice.
It makes for quick movement if you need to get from region to region, and there are also cards that will let you just zap over to a airport, because it's very you have a lot of options when you start your turn on an airport.
Excellent. So you've mentioned this is going to Kickstarter.
Yes.
Do you know what the date range is for when it starts and stops?
It starts on the 17th. I want to say it's a 20-day Kickstarter. I don't remember the exact end date, but yes.
March 17th,
yes.
Around a 20 day
yes,
period.
Yes. Please check out our BGG page. It's I'm adding a new piece of art every single day, so you'll get to see high res all the art in the game, which I think you guys will enjoy. So.
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, if this sounds good to you, start stepping over to the BGG page for it and check out Trekking the World.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you guys.